What is up, tankers? Spang here, bringing you another World of Tanks gameplay commentary. This time it is a replay sent in from Milkma. I actually don't know how to say his name properly, or her name. I actually have absolutely no idea. So I'm just gonna assume it's a guy since, well, that's kind of stereotypical of World of Tanks. And I am just gonna call him Mil. This is a T20 replay on, ooh, this map is too small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. On Highway, standard battle, because there's no other sorts of battle on Highway. And he is playing a T20. I actually did enjoy my T20 significantly more than my well, I was going to call it a T28. I never owned a T28. Let's not fool ourselves here. But the Easy 8. I do enjoy the T20 more than the Easy 8. It is an upgrade in every conceivable way. So there's really no downside. A little bit concerned about him driving. Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm a little bit concerned about him destroying himself by ramping off that cliff. And he damaged his track, took a little bit of hull damage, but nothing significant. It shouldn't really matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. Now, he did not send in any screenshots, so I have nothing to go on, no idea of exactly what happens, although he did give me a brief highlight in the body of the email. So I do know one thing happens, and it does, and that's really what caught my attention for this replay. And for those of you unaware, I did recently implement some rules about submitting games. Although if you send in a game before I put up that video telling you about the rules, I'm just gonna do it. It's not your fault you submitted the game before the rules came out, and it's actually my fault for not being up to date on them. So if you sent in a replay before that replay submission rule video came out, the exact title of the video is how to submit replays. Then don't worry about it. Your replay's fine. You don't need to resubmit it. It's just going to get done because that's how I'm doing it. But nothing significant has happened in this match yet, except for the fact that some little scout tank has managed to get into his team's base. Apparently killing, it's a 1375 apparently, and it killed a Hummel. And the other artillery probably in a lot of trouble. There we go. That was a smart decision by Mil, wanting to get out of that situation as quickly as possible. More shells coming his way. That was a good repair. I definitely would have done the same thing in his situation. And the enemy team not really getting as far ahead as I would have expected them to be. The artillery, that was one thing I wanted to commentate on a bit earlier, was artillery is fairly even between teams, or it was until his team's artillery got absolutely destroyed, missing the SU-5, but 2 tier 5 artilleries for 1 tier 5 and 2 tier 4s, and oh my gosh, he is alive with 1 HP. Hopefully he'll live long enough and more shells lobbing his way. I'm fully expecting him to just absolutely get decimated here, at least if that's what should happen. That is exactly what should happen to him. He has enemy tanks on all sides around him, though apparently in a position to where they don't really have that clear of a shot. Another shell coming towards his way, but again missing his tank. And managing to get into the enemy's base. Uh-oh, an ISU 152. That is another thing that is very scary about this enemy team. There's a platoon of 3 ISU 152s. Another shell missing his tank. Good for him. And 3 ISU 152s. If they all have the BL-10, that is a scary thing. Trust me. Mr. Hummel going to take 1 shot and hopefully a second one. Uh-oh, he's moving and misses. Wow. If there is an award for so many shots being fired at your tank and missing, there's another one. I am sure he would have gotten it. In fact, I wish there was a way they could detect that in this game. The SU-5 he missed earlier, going to die to him right here. There we go. So, 2 artillery dead, and artillery kill number 3, I can only assume, is on the way. His team doing rather well, catching up. Another shot, barely missing his tank. The Greel will die in 1 hit. That's a lucky roll, kind of. He had a 50-50 shot to actually kill him in 1 shot due to the fact his average damage is 240. So, if that's how I judge kills in this game. If they have my average damage or less, I have a 50% chance or greater to kill them. So I think it's a fairly reliable system. Whether or not the game actually works like that, I have no idea. But that's how I play the game. Anyway, Mr. Mil here, having 3 kills, all 3 of which are artillery, and I do believe there is an award for that. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm fairly certain there's an award for getting 3 artillery kills in a match. And another ISU right over there, like I said, a very, very scary thing to be seen. An ISU right here as well. I'm surprised the enemy ISUs aren't working with a bit more coordination. They're really spread out, and maybe that's intentional. Maybe they thought they would divide and conquer sort of mentality, you know, have a nice split force and try and use that to their advantage. But his team really getting decimated in the city. I have no idea what that heavy tank on his base is doing. There is nothing left on base to defend. He really should be on the front lines helping out. But Mill's team down by 3 tanks. The enemy team still having most of their tier 8s. And his team having very little of their tier 8s. Although closing the gap right there, all I can say is his chances of winning a little better, and there we go, a little worse. So not looking too good for his team. He is still alive with 1 HP, and I really do wish that this game had a way of detecting shells that barely missed your tank and giving you some sort of award for dodging X amount of shells. Like, I don't know, maybe call it this, I can't even think of a name to call it, like Dodgy McDodgerson or something. Obviously that's not, that's jokingly. I can't imagine any sort of award actually be called that. Another shell missing his tank. The enemy team apparently having no sense of accuracy or ability to aim. There we go. He will kill this ISU. At least I hope so. There. Yes, he will. Ferdinand was somewhere further to the north, and that Yog Panther 2 was driving down this hill last I saw. Oh, the ISU killing him. So he did very well for himself, getting 4 kills after he got down to 1 hit point. And here he tries to switch over to the IS-3, see exactly how his chances, his team's chances of winning are. The IS-3 dying, and all that's left is a KV-3, which is not fully upgraded. In other words, it's not looking too good considering that KV-3 has to kill an IS-3, a Yog Panther 2, an ISU-152, and an IS. So very slim to no chance of victory here. Though, I do have to say, well played for a T20 in a Tier 8 match, especially a match where more than half the team was Tier 8 tanks. So, very well played. Mill saying World of Tank lesson number 5. How to fuck up a team with 1 hit point left. Yeah, I have to agree. Well played, good sir. Just because you're almost dead doesn't mean you are dead. As long as your gun can still fire and you still have shells to shoot at those enemy tanks, doesn't matter if you have 1 hit point or 100 hit points or 1,000 hit points. The ISU on the enemy team saying agreed, A+, good sir. Yeah, well played for you, horribly played for your team. That KV-3 really should have been doing more than just sitting on base, defending absolutely nothing due to the fact you're already died early on. So obviously that KV-3 did nothing to save artillery, and after artillery was dead, he's like, I'm just gonna sit here and be useless. Well, KV-3, you fulfilled that goal. You completely did exactly what you intended to, which was be useless. Although unexpectedly damaging that IS-3, but it's too little too late. Who knows, if you were in the city with your team's IS-3, maybe you would have been able to help him live. The enemy team, 3 versus 1 there towards the end, the 4th vehicle on his base. There was absolutely no chance of victory, but still very well played to you, Mr. Mill. If you're watching this video, tell me in the description how to say your name, or if you send in another replay, tell me how to say your name in the email. Please. If you guys have names that I probably won't know how to say or pronounce, just tell me how to in the email. I would appreciate it rather than making a fool out of myself. But still, surviving with 1 hit point and then proceeding to get 4 kills, very impressive. But yes, Mr. Mill, I am looking forward to more replays like this from you if you get more. And if you guys have interest in games like this, like I said, I'm going to have to be a bit more selective, but you need to tell me about interesting aspects like this. So, like, if he had actually been following the new rules, which he kind of did in his email inadvertently, but he would have said something along the lines of, I survived with 1 hit point left, and I managed to kill 4 tanks after that. Stuff like that, it needs to be told to me, so I know how impressive a game is, how interesting a game is. And I don't judge games based on kills. I judge games based on how odd or interesting they are. And this certainly qualifies. So, like I said, if your replays got sent in before my video of how to submit replays came out, it's getting done. There's no doubt about that if you send it in before. Now, if you send it in after, there is a chance it will get rejected due to the fact I say, sorry, I'm not going to do a commentary due to I don't think this is going to be interesting enough, or I don't have the time. And it's just going to be a simple accepted or rejected message. I'm not going to take the time to try and explain it. And it's not personal. It is not. And I'm not trying to discourage people from sending in replays, but I do have to be picking and choosing now because of how many replays. And I've done enough of defending myself, so let's do the standard outro here. If you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you got a replay, check the description, click that link, watch the how to submit replays video, and then send it to spanglereplays@gmail.com. And that email is in the description. As always, this has been Spang, and I am signing off.